Like the pyro is like, wow, man. Did not see that coming. And that's the last time we used a pyro to blow something up. Yeah, because we realized that the person who's licensed to do a thing, his job is to make stuff look like it's blowing up for the movies, not to actually blow stuff up. And we learned that sometimes the expert is not the guy you want to trust. You want to trust your own instincts. It gave me this fun of saying, you know, at this point, we feel like if we want to run, we're going to run. And a corollary to that is if you see us running down the street, you should do your best to keep up.
Now, out of all the myths that you have tested, are there any that, you know, your producers won't allow you to test? Maybe you and Jamie agree on that, yeah, we want to test that, but the producers just won't allow it.
No, you know, it's funny. That's the most common question we get. I get it almost every time I do something like this. And so people imagine in their minds that we want to do something awesome, like pigs don't wear underwear, or something hilarious that's gross and funky, and that's not the case. If it's gross and funky, we'll find a way to do it. You know, when Discovery turns down a story like Is Water as Hard as Concrete, where we're going to drop pig carcasses from 500 feet into stones and water and see them shatter, Discovery's like, well, we can't show that on TV. And so we're like, okay, well, we can solve that problem. What don't we want? Well, we don't want to see flesh flying everywhere. We're like, okay, what if it's in like a ballistic nylon body bag? And they're like, well, that's fine. How would you know what kind of damage? We'll x-ray the bag from the outside. They're like, great. So we're old hands at figuring out tasteful ways to do really gross stuff. The episode that they've turned out for years is vinyl versus CD versus MP3. I want to do high fidelity myths. I mean, there's so many of them out there. I mean, back in 2002, it was a lot more relevant than it is now. That we have neither vinyl nor CDs anymore for the most part. And their only problem with that is I think it's too boring. We have an episode coming up. I was just looking at the rough cut in the hotel room tonight. Mr. Alton Brown, host of Good Eats, comes on Mythbusters and helps us for an entire episode. Yeah, it was awesome. And it was an episode that Discovery had rejected a couple of times because they thought it was too boring. We called it the Surreal Gourmet. And you know, we do some cooking with the dishwasher. We do some cooking with the car. We do some cooking with some fairly aggressive techniques. And once they realized that, once I told them that Alton was a friend and that he was willing to come on, they were like, okay, well then we can do that episode. So for the most part, they leave us alone. They approve 95% of our stories. It's only some we have to find a solution for.
Okay, with your permission, would it be all right if we went ahead and opened up a slight forum?
Absolutely. Can we bring the house lights up a little bit? I know it might take a little while, but yeah, so how do we want to take questions? Do you have a microphone in the
Yeah, what I was thinking is we have a couple runners. If people want to raise their hands, when the runners come around, they'll bring you the mic, and then you just come to the aisle if you're in the middle, and you can get a question.
All right. Oh, look at that. Hi.
Hey, Adam. Sam Benyon. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. Transferred to Milwaukee, Minnesota. I was rattling my brains all day trying to come up with a creative question that maybe you've never gotten before, so I hope this is unique. When we were a kid, or when we were all kids, we sometimes did something so crazy or stupid that our mother would yell at us and they'd go, in my case, my mom would say, Samuel Richard Benyon. They'd throw in the middle name. I'm wondering if you ever did anything as a kid that made your mom use your middle name.
No. But if she was the type to use her middle name, nearly burning down the peninsula that our summer house was on would have qualified if she'd known about it. It's so appalling on the trajectory of my life that this event gets applause. Because I'm like 11 years old, 12 years old, and I bought firecrackers illegally in Westchester County, and I've transported them up to Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where we have a summer house. It's been in our family for 100 years. And I'm on my way to play tennis with my cousin John, and I need to borrow his sister Lucy's racket. And she says, you can borrow